Good morning and welcome to the early bird. And here we're looking at the Dow Jones. Here's the 30-minute chart, and we're at crossroads in terms of this particular pattern coming back down through here. This move down through here is, well, we're looking at it firstly as a fourth wave, and what I mean by that is simply up for one here, back for two here, a long third wave up here, and a fourth wave through here. So it will be a little bit like this pattern here, up for one, a bit smaller down there though, three and four. So we're in this fourth wave here, and the fourth wave here normally pulls back 38.2% of the third wave there. So that would be the sort of norm for it there, the 38.2%. So in this particular case, we're looking at the Dow Jones at 12,400. So we're at crossroads there. Now, if that supports there, that's fine. Then we'll see a move up through there. And then we'll see our ASX 200 move back above the 4,500. But if this moves, further down here, technically it can, with Elliott, it can come all the way down to the top of wave one here. But that's a long way down. We don't need to go down that far, so in terms of it being a fourth wave. So anyway, 12,400 as a wave four there, that's what we're looking at. If it does move down further, then it's part of the next degree of wave structure. And what we call next degree is that in this particular wave structure here, if we were going to go 1 degree smaller, then we'd have 5 waves in here, 3 waves in here, and so forth. If we were looking for a bigger leg up, in next degree up in that sense, well then that whole leg with 5 waves in it here would be just that wave 1 there. So it's a fractal system, Elliott wave, or fractal theory, I guess, but with a set of rules. Unfortunately, it doesn't have enough rules, but they're the breaks. So if this finds support here on the wave 4 here of 12,400 or thereabouts, then we'll see a move up from that, and we'll see that on the ASX as well. So while we've got the ASX here, this is the ASX 200, we would see a move like this here from these lows here. So 4,500 on the XJO here, we'd be looking at this as an ABC correction up there for an A wave up to here, a B wave down to here, and then a C wave up to here. So we'll be coming up to around the 4,700, 4,720, sort of just in here, and then rolling over from that point. So this is a possibility, and this is what we got. This is the thing that can sort of take our shorts out, and would certainly go to the long side if we got support back on the 4.5 here. So that's what we're sort of looking at. Otherwise, it's to the downside, basically. Would be looking at something like this here, and hopefully that would be trapped under the 4.5 here. So looking at that, coming back into here, this this pattern through here for this wave 4 here, as we've been talking about, because we've had 5 waves down through here, we're looking for 3 waves back up and then another 5 down here. Normally it's a bit of a case where this distance here is normally the distance, this distance from that high to this here is normally the distance of the next wave here. There's normally equality in corrections in that case, but we're looking at that 12.4 there, that sort of area there. So we're sort of there now. Now, if this market moves back, moves further down through here, then that next degree of wave structure opens up and would be, quite bearish on the situation. We understand that there is a lot of selling pressure there at the moment, and simply because this is Elliott's good, but the trading levels really sort of sharpen it up and really bring in some stronger trading rules with it. So essentially that the 12.5 here is the line in the sand, and the market price is under that at the moment. It's kind of, it hasn't really sort of, it started to retest it as a resistance here, but we still need it to come into the 12.4 here and, have that situation here, and then possibly retest it from there. A little bit like what the oil's doing at 100. It's really retesting it, but it's failing at that point there. So when we just have a look at oil as an example, we can see it, retest, failing the sort of retest at the 100 there. And in the bigger picture, we can see it kind of, sorry for the messy chart, but this is the 100 through here. The market's come down through, and it sort of couldn't get back up through there, and it's dropped down through here. So it's doing this sort of final retest here as well. So we'll see if this fails over here. If that's the case, then it would leave this level here. It will be leaving it. It hasn't left it, nor has the ASX 200 actually left the 4-5 yet. Do you know what I mean? So it's still in its corrective phase at this particular level, and we just need to be patient and just observe and try and position ourselves. Now, we know that as the markets come down through here, we know that this is the first bounce to the upside. So this is the high point of the range here, and now we may see another bounce within here, but it may not come up as high. It might get stuck in here somewhere at the 4572 area or something. But it will basically gravitate into this space here, and one way or another it will end up as support or resistance. Now, as a trader, that's what we're looking for. That's the point where we start really building into a trade. While it's doing this bouncing around here, we're just in the guessing game mode. We understand that the momentum is to the downside. When we look at the monthly chart here, we can see that the month is, as a robo thing, would be short up here, and that's how we use this level up here. So we are down into this point here. We're just trying to navigate through the 4-5 here, and it's navigating in such a way, in terms of using a bit of science, really, in terms of support and resistance rather than the Elliott wave. So we're looking to see how this market grips this particular level through here at 4-5. It was a little bit like the banking sector that we've seen at XJ here. Much the same sort of pattern here as well, and this is what we're hoping to take the lead from. The level here, of course, is a little bit different. It's the the 5,000 here, but we'll see what occurred here in the retest is what we'll hopefully see here as well. So at some point we'll see the 5-wave structure down through here, then a retest back up, and if it fails, well, then we'll be looking to add to those short positions. But you can see that the bias is trapped under here, as we talked about yesterday. I just want to talk about the our local market a little bit more in terms of the pattern, so to speak. Now, this is the SPY here. So this is the 4,500 level here. Now, we've watched this move back up through here, and it's sort of locked under the 4,500, so it's got that bearish bias to it because it's under the level. But we need to understand, if the Dow Jones is going to find support at the 12.4 there and then move up from there, then we're simply going to be moving up from this level through here into 5 waves. Okay, so day traders would need to use the 4,500 there to scale in on, and then they would be having problems at these 3 levels here, but the 72 is the most important one in there. If that finds support, then you can move up from that point there. So what we'd be looking at here is we'd be looking at something like an A and a B and a C wave moving up in terms of corrections. The other way to look at it in this is that it can be counted as 5 waves in terms of the 1, the 2, 5 waves up for the 3rd here, back for the 4th, and then 5 waves up for wave 5, which would be the 1, the 2, the 3 into here. This would be the A, B, and C for the 4th wave in here, and then the 5th wave up. So it can be counted as 5 waves, so I acknowledge that. So it's even as a corrective A, B, C, it can still be like an A wave and a B wave down to here, because this would be a little A, a little B, and a little C into here. So we are in a corrective pattern, and anything can come out of that. That's basically what I'm saying. So we do need to use the levels within this within this section here. The cash market here, this is the XJO here at 4,500. Takes a bit of a sharp eye here, but basically once you work it out, we've got wave 1 down to here, from here, so it's actually a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in terms of education, and then this is the whole third wave down through here, so it'd be down to here, because it would be like wave 1 into here, this would be wave 3 into here, this is wave 4 and wave 5 into here, and this will have 5 waves in it as well. Then we've got our A, our B, and our C. This is kind of a little version of what we're looking at on the SPY, actually, in this terms of up for an A, back for B, and up for C. And then this is the other wave structure down through here. So we've got the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. So that, technically, that can be the low there, and we'd be looking for a move up in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can see how this little impulse wave can build here. Yes, the Dow Jones is down overnight, and we'll probably see this come down and develop into a larger 5 waves down in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, and down for 5 here, then retest this and then move down. And that's what I'm kind of hoping for, not to be a negative person, but you know, we do have a lot of shorts on the market, and we are building into that side, and we'll build into that side more once we understand what the market is doing at this 4,500 here, and then we'll just be a sheep and follow along that path there. So that's the general gist. So look, the Dow Jones is at crossroads, as is the S&P 500 and our market as well. Now, one of the guiding factors on this is the apart from the base metals and that, but they're not really showing us any picture, and normally it's the commodities that are last to top out and turn anyway. So not a good sort of leading indicator there in that sense. The currencies, however, first of all, the US dollar index here, and the US dollar index here, we knew that we'd get a bounce or some sort of reaction off the 75 here, as we would at the euro at 143. So how far this goes and what pattern it develops is not known yet, but we would look at this in terms of continuing this particular track here, but we do need to see it back above the 76 here to get any real sort of movement in here, because we got 5 waves down here from memory in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So there's a 5-wave structure here. Then we've got, because we got 5 here, we knew we'd get another 5, and you can see this 5 here is expanded through here. It's growing in size, and this just may be the correction here, and we may see further downside here. If we see further downside here, then that's going to make the stock market push to the upside. While this is going to the upside here, we're going to see the stock market going to the downside. So you can see that using this here is going to be important. And this would also be the flip side of this would be the euro working to the same side as the S&P 500 or the Dow Jones. So what we're looking for here was the 60. We're looking for it to come back up to around the 143 mark here. And in terms of an ABC correction, so we've got the A wave here in 5 waves, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got the pullback here, and then we've got the C wave moving up through here in 5 waves up to here. Now, that can be the top of this corrective rally here in terms of an A, B, and C, and we'll see it roll over to the downside. But we have to also acknowledge that, that this can still push to the upside. And what I mean by that is that this A wave here could also be labelled as wave 1, back for wave 2, up for wave 3, back for wave 4, and then up for wave 5. So that can work with the US indices and stock as well. So what we would need to see here is we'd need to see a breakdown in the price here as well. So currently it is where it is. We've got some sort of structure here in terms of an A, then little A, B, and C for the B wave, and we've probably got 5 waves down here. So, you know, any further movement down here, if the 141 here became the resistance here, then we could say that we could expect further downside, and then there would be more selling pressure in US stocks and the euro, and therefore our markets as well. But while the Dow Jones is sitting quite nicely at the 12,400 or thereabouts, and the euro is sitting at 141 here, then there's a possibility for it to the upside. So these are the crossroads that we're looking at. So we just need to allow these to play out. We were aware of this quite some time ago, and we've just been working into that particular point within the market there. And once we understand this, then the market reveals itself to us, and then we can strongly move in either direction. Because we got shorts on, we took that because of the banking sector leading the way. If we need to change directions, well, then we need to change directions. We need to sort of scale out. So, and that's what trading is all about, is just adding a few crumbs with the bias of the market until we can confirm that we have a stronger situation, and then we can start laying bets down. So anyway, that's sort of where we are. Things should be revealed a little bit more tonight, depending on the speed of the market. One of the strongest things to the upside that we know about has been the base metals, of course, and we use copper for that, but also the Australian dollar as well. So when we're looking at the Australian dollar here, yesterday we were talking about this particular pattern across here. Well, that's still playing out through here. And like the euro as well, it's got the same sort of pattern to the upside here in terms of up for 1, back for 2, up for 3, doing the back for 4 business here now, up for 5, then the A, B, C across here, and then up. Now, I kind of like that with this particular market here because of the larger pattern behind it all here. So we'll see how we go here. So we can use this as a guideline as well. So let's just see if this 107 holds up. The 106.72 here would also be a critical point. We can allow the 107 to take a bit of a hammering here, and allow, bigger players to take out stops and all that sort of stuff, and allow it to flick around and whatnot. But once that's sort of done and dusted, if it's back up here and moving off, then we know what we've got. We'll be looking for a stronger 5-wave structure up. Technically, if wave 4 here comes back below the top of wave 1, then it cancels out that picture there, and then this would be an A and a B and a C rally back up to here, with this folding over, taking out the top of wave 1 there, because that it can't do that in terms of the few rules that Elliott has. But we don't have to wait for that long. We understand that if it locks under this 107 here and flicks through the 106.72, the subgroup 2 area in here, we need to start looking at scaling in short there as well. So yeah, we'll see how that goes there. The wave 4 normally pulls back 38.2% from the third wave here, all of that third wave there. You can do that from that point there to that point there, 38 points back. But we'll stay with the psychology of price, because trading with psychology is just that everybody thinks of certain numbers, like even numbers, whole numbers, and so forth. You get the picture of that. So that's it, really. That's pretty short and sweet. We're at crossroads. The situation. Yeah. So if we get a strong closing on Friday in terms of stock, be it in the Australian dollar as a leading sort of indicator, or we see it in terms of the 4-5 here on the cash market, then fine. Strong closing on Friday can be helpful for the Monday follow through as well. And Thursday yesterday is known as a bit of a bear day in a bull market. So Friday's closing on strong volume would see the momentum. That's the beginning of the weekly trend, as I call it, in an up market. So we'll see what occurs there. But it's really that Dow Jones under 12,000, the Dow under the Dow Jones under 12,500 is a bearish bias. So if we were going to go long, then the 4-5 on our market, and then this market here as well. So any shorts held under the 4-5 market on our local market there, you would need to be able to carry some of that heat there. So do not overtrade. and you'll be able to safely hold that position and also flip to the other side if need be. If you overtrade, you dig in your own grave basically. Alrighty, well that's it. The Elliott wave on the Forex will start over the weekend, and we'll be back on track. And as I mentioned in the early bird, I've been working on an ASX Elliott wave section for the site, so that will be a new tab, and yeah, we'll populate that as we go. Alrighty, well, good morning and good luck.